morning, everybody. I would like to call the meeting of the Health and Human Services to order. Please call the roll.
Acting Chair Swarzy.
Here.
The Member Selman. Member Chaplin.
Here.
Member Desart.
Here.
Member LaPlante. Chair Renahan. And Member Garcia. You have to.
With regards to having a quorum this morning, I am in my role as acting chair today. I'm going to be appointing Member Deacon Garcia to this committee.
Second.
Not even needed a vote.
You don't need a vote?
Do not need a vote.
That's power.
Yes.
Power. Point. I'm just.
So.
Commissioner Schwarzenegger, surprised to get that Arnold over here.
So.
So yes, I'm here.
Okay. Do you have any public comments?
No public comment.
Okay, I do not have any remarks, so I will need a motion to approve the minutes from the last meeting.
So moved.
Move second.
Motion second. Any questions or comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Moving on to community services. I need a motion to approve item FIR 41622. This is a resolution
Second.
acceptance and appropriation of additional funding for the Aging Case Coordination Unit in plan year 22.
Program year.
Program year. Thank you. In the amount of $70,000. We have a motion and a second. Any questions or comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. I'll need a motion and a second to approve item HHSP 29022, a recommendation for the approval of a contract to WellSky Corporation for renewal of the annual homeless management information system software and cloud services contract, renewal of licenses, training, support, and custom programming for the period of November 1st, 2022 through October 31st, 2023 for a contract total not to exceed $40,400.48 per 55 ILCS, competitive bids not suitable for competitive bids sole source. We have a motion and a second. Any questions or comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Moving on to item B, I need a motion and a second to approve item 2022-87. This is approval of a contract purchase order issued to CDW Government for the purchase of 16 HP EliteBook 840 laptops for community services, senior services for a total amount of $18,903.36 per WSCA cooperative purchasing agreement, pricing in compliance with 30 ILCS Governmental Joint Purchasing Act. We have a motion and a second. Any questions or comments? Clerk, please call the roll on this.
Member Chaplin.
Aye.
Member Desart.
Aye.
Member Deacon Garcia.
Aye.
Acting Chair Swarzy.
Aye. Thank you very much. On to item 7, I need a motion to approve item HHSR 41722, a resolution recommendation for approval of the transfer of ownership and assumption of the Home Investment Partnerships Program requirements agreement between Myers Commons Harmony Housing LLC and Myers Commons Essential Housing LLC for project number HM04-05 Myers Commons Senior Housing. Did we have a motion and a second? Any questions or comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you very much. On to item 8. I need a motion to approve item HHSP 028922, a recommendation for the approval of a contract issued to Cisco Chicago Inc. for primary food supplies and chemicals for the DuPage Care Center for the period of December 1st, 2022 through November 30th, 2023 for a total contract amount not to exceed $869,168 per bid 22-082 DCC. Motion and a second. Any questions or comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. On to budget transfers number 9, I need a motion to approve item. Can I combine these or no? Is this combinable? Okay, I'm going to take a motion to combine items 9A budget transfer, 9A, B, and C budget transfers. Motion and second. Questions or comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, thank you. Opposed? Okay. I need a motion to approve items 9A, B, and C. Budget transfers, HUD Continuum of Care Grant, $5,015.10 to cover for approved expenditures for the grant, which were not included in the original budget consideration. The approved expenditures include compensation in the form of gift cards to be provided to focus group participants with life experience of homelessness, travel costs related to attending training, and software licensing in the amount of $11,050. Item B, to transfer monies to cover the cost of new medical carts for the nursing department, repair of 4 dampers, new hire employee physicals, and rentals of oxygen, carbon dioxide, and liquid medical oxygen fills for the residents. Rentals were higher than anticipated for fiscal year 22. This is the amount of $18,255. And item C, disaster relief fund grant to move the projected unspent funding to project DR19 Bensonville Storm Sewer Improvement Project, a new unbudgeted project in order to fully expand the grant award of $195,830,000. You have a motion and a second. Any questions or comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you. On to travel. I need a motion to approve item, the authorization for overnight travel community services manager to attend the mandatory adult protective services supervisors retreat training in Urbana, Illinois from November 1st, 2022 through November 2nd, 2022. Expenses to include lodging, miscellaneous expenses, and per diem for approximate total of $330. And this is a senior service grant funded. We have a motion and a second. Any questions or comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you very much. Motion passes. Need a motion to approve another authorization for overnight travel to community services supervisor to attend the mandatory adult protective services supervisors retreat training in Urbana, Illinois from November 1st through November 2nd, 2022. Again, expenses to include lodging, miscellaneous expenses, and per diem for the approximate total of $362. Senior services grant funded. We have a motion and a second. Any questions or comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you very much. All right, residency waivers. Janelle Chadwick, is she online? There she is.
I am. Good morning. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Thank you.
We do have a residency waiver. This applicant has never lived in DuPage County. However, their spouse moved to DuPage County in August of 2022. Applicant has family living in Carroll Stream for the last 18 years and recently moved in with one of these relatives. They're currently at DPCC for short stay, and they are happy with the services and would like their mother to move here so both parents can be close to each other and visit often. We have 11 male available beds, 7 female available beds, and 2 beds have already been offered to DuPage County residents. So no DuPage County residents would be displaced by this applicant.
I'll make a motion to approve it.
I will second that.
Motion and a second. Any questions or comments? Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Very good. Thank you, Janelle.
Yep.
DuPage Care Center update, Janelle. Thank you.
So we still are having some staff positive cases here and there. So right now, as a precaution, 1 North and 3 Center units have been placed on quarantine. Again, this is a staff case. We do not have any positive residents at this time. The staff continue to wear the N95 and shields in all the resident care areas, which I think certainly helps us keep these cases to a minimum. As far as construction, this week we spent a lot of time going through each of the units and looking at clean and soiled utility rooms, the signage outside of those rooms, the tub rooms, to ensure with the new floor plan that we have all the required elements per IDPH and life safety code. So we're just doing a walkabout and making sure all of those are in order. We did hold a vaccination clinic for both residents and staff. That was the bivalent vaccine. I think that's it for the care center. Any questions for me?
Just my question about the new vaccination that's out there. Are the residents getting that? The majority of the residents, has there been any people refusing that? Or?
You know, I don't have the final numbers right now. I would say we're running probably around the same percentages, but this just happened, so I'll have to get that information for you.
Okay, thank you very much. On to community services update, Mary Keating.
Just a couple things. This is the first week that Northern Illinois Food Bank has started distributing the additional fresh produce that's being provided by the county. So that's extremely exciting news. Along the same lines, so the food bank has been gathering data that will assist us in making a determination of how to distribute the $1 million to the individual food pantries. The food bank has done a tremendous job of trying to gather this data, but there are a number of small pantries that have been completely unresponsive to the request. And so we can't wait forever. And so I just talked with the food bank this morning and told them that to give a hard deadline of this Friday for organizations to provide the data that's needed. I was on a call with the Hunger Network, which is a sort of the network of food pantries. There were a number of pantries that were not on the call, but what I expressed to the network was that if a pantry is not able to respond to a relatively simple request for data, I'm not terribly comfortable giving them federal funds as a grant. I reminded folks that this is a grant, this is not a donation. And so there's expectations of reporting. And so when we bring the plan to the county board for distribution to the food pantries, there may be some that get off the list due to lack of response for the request for data. So,
Any questions or comments? Member Dessart?
Thank you. Yes, is this data that you're requesting in as an answer to try to solve the problem of the food going bad before it can be distributed?
no, this is a question about capacity. So that we want the distribution of the funds to be reflective of the amount of assistance that each pantry is providing to a certain extent. I think I talked when we talked about this process overall, we talked about the request by the network to have like a ceiling and a floor, because if frankly, the top 4 food pantry organizations distribute 60% of all of the food. And so if we provided the funding strictly based on that, some of the small pantries would be getting grants of $200. So we talked about, and the network felt strongly that the smaller pantries don't have the same level of access to sponsorships, to grant writers, corporate partners, those kinds of things. And
But
so,
my concern was the discussion we had a couple of weeks ago about food from the food bank. By
Right.
the time it gets to the pantry, it's bad.
right, so
What are we doing about that?
so what we're doing about that is what I mentioned, the additional distribution of produce is specifically, we provided $1.75 million for the food bank to purchase fresh produce to be distributed to DuPage pantries. The issue with food going bad was a lot of it had to do with the dependence on donated food.
Okay.
And so food suppliers are hanging on to things longer. Grocery stores are hanging on to things longer. And so by being able to purchase, 100% purchase the food and not rely on donations, that should go a long way towards making sure the food gets to the pantries in time where it's still usable. The food bank estimated maybe a 5% waste percentage, just, because of just not everything is going to be perfect all the time. So they think about 5%.
And I've noticed that even as even grocery shopping myself, that something expires in like a
terrible.
minute,
Right.
Interesting. Okay,
Right.
thank
Yeah,
you.
so when you look at the retail market, so food rescue, which is what a lot of pantries were relying on, they're rescuing food from retail establishments, but retail establishments are holding on to that produce longer than they would have. So by the time they give it to the food pantries, it's within a day or two of no longer being usable. So
Thank you.
I want to recognize a member in the audience, Member Krajewski. Did you have some questions?
Yeah, just one thing. Can you send me the list, Mary, of the ones that have been unresponsive?
yeah, I don't have it yet. I just asked them.
Just, yeah, send me that list of the local ones. Sometimes the right person in that organization to check. I just like to see that list.
Sure.
And then the second thing, just let me know what Northern's doing on the transportation. I know the stuff's fresh now and they just started their delivery this week, but that was also the issue is, how fast they can get that fresh produce down here. That's one of the things I know you're really working on.
Right,
with some
that's
of the
sort of the
other
next
money,
step,
but,
right?
See what kind of program they put in place for this distribution.
Thank you very much.
Can I also have the list?
Yeah, thank you.
Maybe
Yeah,
just
send it out to everybody.
Yeah.
Because a lot of us may know the local
Right.
small little pantry.
Thank you very much. And to my mistake for not letting Member Krajewski introduce his guest today, do you mind introducing your guest?
Oh, sure. She's here again. This is Sarah from Hinsdale Central. She's at AP Government and she's following, she's got 8 hours. She has to follow somebody around and see how government operates and has to write a report.
How much longer is she stuck with you?
I know.
Are you gonna know the hours?
Fortunately, a while. So we got some nice tours we can take.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
And does she golf perchance?
Very good. So anybody needs lessons, they just won the state championship in Hinsdale Central. She was part of the state championship team.
Congratulations.
Well,
Okay.
maybe a resolution is in order, Nick. On Hinsdale Central.
That's right.
Thank you very much. Any old business? Seeing none, any new business? Seeing none, motion to adjourn?
Second.
Second, all in favor, say aye.
Hi.
Opposed? Thank you
I
very
was
much.
gonna say something and then I saw you.